Hey guys, Brandon here. This is our 55-gallon aquarium. You may recognize this because Bubbles lived in here, but now she has her pond set up. So we're going to turn this into a nice centerpiece aquarium so that everyone in the living room, that's where this aquarium is, can enjoy this. The first thing we're going to be doing is the sand. This is just some basic sand that you can get at PetSmart or your local fish store or any place similar to that. Now you want to get all your sand in a bucket. Then get out a hose with fresh water ready. Then put it in here like that. And then stick your hand in and start pushing all the sand around so that it all gets wet. This will remove lots of the dust and debris that's in here, and it'll just make your tank less cloudy. And it also will remove some of the things that can cause some ammonia, so that's pretty important. The next thing that I'm doing is just getting some of the sand in here, just putting it right in here, and we're going to have to clean that up because my mom's going to get mad. Just like that. Just like that. Alright, so the aquarium has all the sand in here. It's starting to clear up a bit. It's not completely done, but it will be done probably very quickly. But now we're just going to get started with Hardscape. So the main feature is this big piece of wood that I found in my backyard. I thought it looked pretty cool, so we're going to put it in here. There's also some other things like rocks that we'll be adding as well. But the reason I'm not buying one is just because this one has no pesticides on it, or it's not sprayed with anything, so it's completely safe for all the fish. There's also going to be plants growing around it, and it's just going to be coming off from here, so it'll be a really nice focal point for the room. Alright, so now we're going to add in all the rocks. We have a big bag from Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever's nearby. I like to get them at hardware stores. It's a lot cheaper. And these are just for a little bit of extra decoration for it. So, probably going to put a couple dozen in here. Fish are going to love swimming around. Probably going to move some of the sand around as well. So, the other thing is you want to make sure, I like having all the rocks pretty much going in one line. Not exactly a line. I more mean how they look in nature. So, if this was in a stream, all the rocks would pretty much be facing one way just from erosion and being pushed around. So try to make them all in the same area. And the other thing is, I'm also going to be building a couple little caves because we're going to get some cichlids that might spawn in them. And they just like having them for their own comfort. Alright everyone, it's me, just a couple months in the future from the last part of the video. So, we've done a couple changes to the tank, added some new stuff. Actually, you guys haven't seen what all's been added, so I'll tell you all. So, we added many kinds of schooling fish. My mom really wanted some friendly fish to live in the tank, and it is bright out, so there is a bit of a reflection, but you can probably all see. So, these are all fish that either me or my family has been wanting for a long time. It's my tank and I maintain it, but my family did have a say somewhat in what they wanted to live in the tank. So we have 6 Colombian tetras. They're these guys right here, and at the end we'll feed everyone. They're from South America, as most of these fish are. There's 6 of them in here. Originally, I wanted a tetra just to go in there, so I just was like, I guess Colombians will be fine. I didn't want to do something just like neons or cardinals. I didn't want something too generic like that, but I'm really glad I did these guys. They're very active schoolers, and they kind of look a bit like piranhas. In fact, I think last I checked, tetras are in the same family as piranhas. We also have 6 black neon tetras. These guys, my brother and dad really like them, so I decided to add 6 of them in here. They're doing very well. They've grown a lot since we've gotten them. Then we have 2 crebensis. There's 2 males in here. There's the dominant one down here. Then there's a subdominant one up there, but you can't really see him right now, sadly. You'll probably see him when we do the feeding, though. Originally, we tried to get a female, but I think we just ended up with we got a male accidentally, but I don't really care anymore. I don't want to net it out and send it back to the fish store just to get another one. Then, what else do we have? We have 3 angelfish in here. So these are all drastically different looking. Move it over so we can see it better. So we have one over here. This is one of the whitish gold ones. It's a angelfish. There are 3 in the tank, and they all look very, very different. This one is very, very active. As you can tell, he thinks I'm going to feed him, which I will soon. And over here we have 2 others. This one is the dominant one. It's goldish white with some black stripes on it. Then we have a black marbled one. He's very happy. The angels adjusted very, very quickly to this tank, faster than probably all the other fish. And now for my favorite fish in the tank, the rainbow shark. These guys are from, I believe, Asia, like Southeast Asia, and I believe they're the only Asian fish in the tank, but I've been wanting one for a very long time. Even when I was younger, I was fascinated by these guys. Just how they move around and how they look like sharks. They aren't actually sharks, but they have very shark-like movements, and they're very cool fish, and red is my favorite color. Most of my other fish are red, and this was one of the few red fish in this tank I decided to go with. If you've seen any of my other tanks, like I have cherry barbs, serpe tetras, a Bolivian ram, lots of red fish, but the Colombians are a little bit red. It's more of a pink, and this is the only really somewhat red fish in the tank. We also have some autosynclitus catfish in here. I believe that they're a very small species of South American catfish that love to eat algae. We just have them in here for that purpose. They aren't really like a fish like you would get like tetras or something to show off in the tank. They aren't even like a pleco where they look really neat. They just like to scoot around and eat algae. And now for the plants. We have several different kinds of plants in here. We have Vallisneria. Most of these we didn't buy, we just collected from other tanks. There's 2 really big pieces in here that reach up to the top of the tank and then spread around. There's also 2 swords that we did. It was actually 1 sword, we just split it in half, and they're both doing pretty well. We also have some pennywort. I think you saw this floating around in the beginning of the video. We just planted it down there. A couple different stem plants. They didn't transfer as well, like lots of their leaves are falling back, but I think they're going to make a recovery soon, like one's getting some new growth on it. And in this corner we have some other plants. There's a Java fern, a little bit of moss, a crypt, and then this tiger lotus that I'm hoping will just grow up the entire tank soon. And it's been getting some new leaves on it, and I love lilies. Alright, we just got our flake food. We're going to do a big pinch in here. Then usually I do a small one just so the subdominant male can get some, and I lower it down in the water, spread it apart so it starts sinking. I'll also allow the bottom feeders to get it. There's a lot of fish and a lot of bottom feeders in this, so I usually do a pretty heavy feeding. And I'm also trying to crank out the angels in here. Just hopefully, it'd be cool if they get them big enough to breeding size, and it'd be cool if they bred in here. I'm not specifically trying to do it, but I am trying to power feed them to get them really, really big. Well, if you like the video, please subscribe. We've been getting a lot of subscribers. I believe we're almost up to 400. And this is my most recent tank, and I don't know the next time I'll be setting up another one this size. It's 55 gallons, so it's a pretty big space to play with for the fish. If you enjoyed, I would also recommend checking out me on Instagram. My name is Waterboxes and Dirt Jars. Aquariums and Terrariums was just too long. When I feel like posting on the rare occasion, it's usually just some pictures of fish, some of my reptiles, specifically Maui. There's a lot of stuff of him on Instagram, and I hope to see everyone on the next video. Goodbye.